Good Sunday evening, everybody. Nice to see everybody. Welcome to a Sunday night edition of Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports. Hopefully, we won't be so abrupt tonight leaving. Please hit that subscribe button. I didn't see what our subscribers were up to this week. I didn't get a chance, but hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. That's really important. I want you guys to know that. It just takes a second. You don't have to do much effort. And it's free to subscribe, by the way. You don't have to pay any money. We don't charge here. And I would like to ask you guys to share it out. Share it to your friends. Let everybody know what's going on with this show. We're about to go into football season. This show's going to take off and go sky high. We're already averaging about 400 plus views after having 1,000 plus views there for a while. But we're sneaking back up there, and I fully expect once football season kicks off that we're going to be the hottest podcast on the internet. I want to be. All righty.
You're so funny. You're so funny, Dean.
I know.
I mean, you're funny is what you are. So
yeah, we gotta run our commercial for Cocaine Coffee, guys. Enjoy the commercial. It's really kind of a nice commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we're gonna do it. Maybe we're not. I think I need a new. All right, guys, we are part of the Villains Network. Cocaine Coffee sponsors the Villain Network and all the shows on here. So please, when you go order your coffee, go to cocainecoffee.com and use the promo code VILLAINS15 for 15% off your order. And anybody else out there tried it yet? Anybody giving it a whirl? Because, Alrighty. Well, as we said, we kind of abruptly ended this show the other night because I just needed to get off for my leg. I'm not promising you that I'm going to make it through tonight's show or not. We'll see. Mm-hmm. The restless leg seems to be getting worse. So we might have to do this earlier in the afternoon because that way I'm guaranteed to make it through a whole show. This is why I wish Rick and Kyle or even Paul could be on here with us, at least the third person, because it will help carry the show so that I can pop out and take care of my leg.
I think you should sleep longer in the morning. Are you there, Dean?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I think you should. I've read that the more you sleep, it helps your restless legs.
But I gotta make money. I gotta get up at 5 a.m. and go make money. Okay. Alrighty. Hank, I have restless leg syndrome. Sometimes it's fine. I don't even notice it, but other times it just flares up and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. I do have some medication, but it don't work. I think last night I was up till about almost 1 a.m. before I fell asleep, and then the alarm clock went off at 6:30.
Okay. Turn that alarm clock off.
Yeah. Hank, no problem. The fact that you just joined, the show just started, so you didn't miss much.
Yeah. And you can you have the link up where your person can come on screen with us, Dean, yet, or not?
I do. It was up there. I don't see it anymore.
Okay.
But it's on the comments too. I had it on our screen here, and then I have it in the comments.
Okay.
Okay. Hank wants to know if it's worse at night. Yes, it is. It's very bad at night.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I go for a walk, and sometimes that helps get rid of it. Then I can come home and. Yeah. The link is in the comments. Oh, there it is. Because I put comments up on the screen temporarily.
Yeah.
So it's also on the screen right in front of you guys. You're free to come on and talk. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. We don't require face showing on here.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're comfortable with. So, well, and anyway.
I got some interesting questions and estimates. I'd love people to come on and join us and answer those questions. They're not questions that we know the answer. They're like prediction questions.
There you go. There you go. Over under type questions.
They're exactly every one of them's an over under except one not.
Cool. Okay. So we're going to push that back a little bit when we get more people joining the show.
Well, yeah.
And more people who would like to come on.
I figured it'd be more towards the end. So
yeah. Okay. But anyway, we kind of abruptly finished, and we were talking about football stuff the other night, and I think you wanted to talk about the tight end room and Hodge, their coach, a little bit.
Hodge and Lester both went over. You know, Lester was on two different pods, and Hodge was on the pod, and of course, all three of them pods, they answered the same questions about the tight ends. You know, Stringa's back to full health and full practicing. Of course, Vanami is like probably going to be an All-American and on the Mackey Awards list. I think I said on the last podcast that he was compared to Dallas Clark as far as running routes and Hawkinson as far as blocking, which is, pretty, Dallas Clark was a great blocker too. But then they said Thomas Myers is a big guy who runs down the field pretty good and has great potential. He didn't
what's his downside?
I think that he's a freshman, he's a redshirt freshman. I guess they just call him a second-year player now, but
so technically he's a sophomore because he was a freshman last year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how they term it. I still call him redshirt freshman because he was redshirted last year. He played 4 games, the limit. And anyway, the only thing I seen about him that I didn't like was I think it was the spring game or something, he dropped a ball. I don't like seeing a receiver drop a ball, but maybe that was a blip on the radar. He didn't really mention Ortworth much, He said Eli Thompson is really big, and Eli Thompson was fast out of Wisconsin. He's like 6'5", pushing 260 pounds, I think he said, 256 or something. And he was fast coming out of Wisconsin, but he wasn't near that big. He's put on a lot of weight, and he says he's healthy and practicing, didn't really brag him up. He said LeVar Woods' boy is like Noah Fant, very fast and kind of like a hybrid tight end, because Noah Fant was never a really great blocker, and he still ain't in the pros. Who else is in it? Oh, Jacob Brewer, the kid who reclassified. So he's at Iowa right now at probably 17 years old. He's a super duper prospect. He's about 6'5", and I think he came in at 239, which is he came in at a really good weight for a freshman. Is that all the tight ends, Dean? I think maybe.
I don't have the roster right in front of me, so
I got it right in front of me. Yeah, that's all of them except the walk-on, who came in as a wide receiver, and now he's a tight end. Is his name maybe Robbins? Maybe, and they got him up to 230, or is it Daniels? I don't know. Anyway, they got him up to 230 pounds and is very, he could be the next Vanami, that walk on that is Stecker's his name.
Okay.
He's a
All right.
walk on that could be special, Vanami special. Dallas Clark was a walk on. He's special, obviously, because he's a legend at Iowa. So yeah, this Stecker kid's really good. So
Yeah, you
that
remember?
was the tight end rundown.
You remember? I think it was Scott Chandler who was our quarterback.
Yeah,
and his brother. I can't remember his first name, Nathan.
Yeah.
They converted him to a tight end, and I'm the one of the guys that predicted that early. I go, he just looks like a tight end. He has a tight end look to him.
What
I don't remember if he came.
as?
I think he came in as a quarterback.
Oh, maybe, I don't know.
I could be wrong. If anybody actually knows the answer,
But
but I just remember.
The tight end Chandler. He's on the coaching staff now. So
is he? Cool.
Yep. He had such a great record at was it Liberty? I think the Iowa City school, they call it Liberty now. Maybe it was Regina.
Was he the head coach at Liberty?
Yeah, and you'd watch him play, and it was like they were so little, you'd have thought, how did they win? And I think they went to the state championship game the last 2 years, and now he's in and he helps with the tight ends and quarterbacks at Iowa. And I predict a long run at Iowa, unless he wants to go be a head coach in college someplace. But.
Yeah, the guy that used to be a Hawkeye that coached at Regina, I can't remember his name. Or maybe he did. Marv Cook, yeah, that's it. He had a wonderful record there.
And Marv Cook also hired Ed Hinkle to help him. And then also, the guy at Regina now is actually Tyler Ellsbury's dad. That's who the coach is there now. So
okay, all righty. So we got a question from Hink. He just wanted to know, over this weekend, has Tom Kickert said any update on Daughtry?
Oh yeah, just that his game started at 9:30 this morning. They won the championship. I watched the game on TV, on YouTube or something. They put a link up on 3, and he only scored 32 points. And Ben McCullum come and sat right in front of him before about anybody else at 8, an hour before the game, to make sure that Daughtry knew that his new dad was there. The interesting thing about Daughtry, I found out after the podcast. Everybody knows he's cousins with C.J. Jones and Brad Banks.
Correct.
What I found out afterward, and he's that Bolden guy that was a wide receiver in the NFL is also his cousin. And then I didn't know 2 more guys that played for Ferentz, Fred Barr, the great linebacker, and Antoine Allen.
Yes, I know them both. I remember them both well.
Well, yeah, is it on Antoine Allen or Antoine Johnson? I don't know.
I think it's Allen.
I think Kirk had 2 Antoines that played cornerback at Iowa. But anyway, them 2 guys are also his cousin.
Wow.
I know one thing. I'd have all 4 of them ex-Hawkeyes as honorary captains for the Iowa State game.
Is that the game he's coming to visit?
Yeah. Yes, it is. And of course, Matt Bowen's boy Grant is. Okay.
So we got to put.
He's the top. He's going to be a 5-star next year.
If all these guys are his cousins, they need to put on a full court press for us.
But the question is, with all these cousins, the family's huge, and Daughtry was born after any of these guys played at Iowa. These guys are old enough. His cousins are old enough to be his dad. Does he know any of them? It's like, how families can be. It's like, but that was really interesting.
You think Iowa has a good shot at him? Real quick,
we're way ahead. We're favorites. Second favorite's been Miami.
Okay.
And then Michigan was the favorite with Iowa, but their coach left. So
Okay. Alrighty. So Bob Hoffman wants to know, what do you know? Do you know anything about Harper Winter recently offered by Iowa? I know we talked about her a little bit on
yeah,
last podcast.
we put her picture up on the last podcast. 5'9", 5'9". She was a freshman last year from Overland Park, Kansas, and hell, she averaged like 20 points and 8 assists and 7 rebounds. And she visited Iowa last year, and I know we put her picture up when she visited. It was the same game that Nation Williams and Jurok and
All those 7 or
Sorber.
8 girls were there.
Oh, there was a pile of them. Chloe Nicholson and
So far, we only got one out of that group. We only got one.
and well, and then today I put up on websites on Facebook was Sienna Williams, who is she's like very secretive. She doesn't tell anybody who offers her anything. She's from Colorado, 6'4" forward. She's rated about number 60 in the country, and she is a 2027. Harper Winter is a 2029.
Yeah, I mean, we're recruiting these girls more and more early.
Yeah, and then, but what I wanted to finish was Sienna Williams from Colorado. She put out her top 6 today, and lo and behold, Iowa, Colorado, Utah, North Carolina, Michigan,
Nebraska.
North Carolina was, Nebraska. I'd say Nebraska is the one that's closest to her. I don't know if Minnesota was on there or not. But
Minnesota is not on this list.
Girls. Oh, you got it up?
Yeah.
Why was I trying to remember when you got it on the screen? Anyway, Colorado's a home school. Michigan's a pretty hot school. Utah's always been a good women's basketball school, and North Carolina's is a destination place. It's been a really good women's basketball program since Marion Jones played for them in like the 1990 or whatever. And it's a beautiful campus and beautiful area to live. So I don't know what she's thinking, but we're in her top 6. So
yeah, that's cool.
we got Destiny Manyow, Nation Williams, and her, and the girl from Minnesota. They're all 4 of them are big girls, and we need some big girls.
What's the girl that what is the girl that we just left Stanford or decommitted from Stanford? And
Jelena Guy, she's a she's going to be a junior in high school. She's a 2028. She is outstanding.
Alrighty, reading more comments because they're starting to pile up on me here.
Good.
Daughtry is not making his Iowa visit to the Iowa State game. It would be nice if he would commit before then. And Hank would like to know, what about R.J. Evans?
Well, R.J. Evans is arguably the number 1 player in this. By the way, Daughtry, if he came to Iowa, would be the highest rated Iowa basketball recruit since the number 1 player in the country named Connie Hawkins. But and Evans might be the number 1 player in his and he's visiting Iowa. Is it the Iowa State game too? He's going to visit it during an Iowa game. But Evans is wide open. Yeah, he's just outstanding. He's nothing like his dad. His dad was an interior player. This kid's more of an athlete out on the wing. I'm not going to say he's like Michael Jordan. That'd be stupid. But he's just he's got his dad's tenacity. When he goes to the rim with the ball, he's bringing the rim down with it. So
that's good. Good to
One
hear.
other point of news that way I won't skip it is Noah Wood, the number 1 freshman in South Dakota. he was offered by Tyler Sash today. And he is, I don't know how big he is. He looks like he's 6'4" or 5 or something, probably a guard or something.
But he's either a 2029, which we think he is, or 2030, depending on where they call him a freshman, so we don't know exactly.
He just rated the #1 freshman in South Dakota, and I don't know if that meant
incoming freshman or last year freshman.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they rate 8th graders nowadays. I have no clue. But
okay. Bob Hoffman says, I remember Connie Hawkins, quite the player. Did he actually play games for Iowa?
Just freshman team.
Okay.
Yeah, the freshman team had more attendance than the varsity did that year because of Connie Hawkins. So.
Yeah. Too bad. Too bad it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, it was all due to the FBI. So the FBI said he was involved with gamblers, and they pretty much told Iowa and the NCAA. There was like 7 guys. Doug Moe was one of them. The guy that ended up playing it. He actually played at North Carolina, and then North Carolina barred him because of the same investigation. And he's a famous ABA player, NBA player, and then coach for a long time in the NBA.
Okay.
Anyway, too much information, I know.
Yeah. Since we're on men's basketball, let's move on and talk about more men's. Several of the players and McCullum spoke the other day. I did watch all those videos, but you think I could remember one thing from any of those videos?
Most of the players, the only thing that was really interesting with the players was when they mentioned other guys that impressed them. You know, and about everybody said Cooper and Ethan Harris and Tate Sage and Jurok. You know, Jurok looks totally different this year. He's taken, his body looks way different, and he's quick, you know. So, and then, they said Peyton McCullum's playing real good, you know. So we just got a lot of good players, you know.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see.
The 2 players that struggled the most have been the 2 transfers because they're trying to learn the Iowa offense. You know, everything's new to them, so they don't run everything as quickly and without thinking like the players that were here last year and stuff.
Okay.
The other thing I'd say about Ben, I kept saying, well, listen to him talk. He just sounds like Kirk. You know, it's all about working hard and in practice and do it and all this shit. And also think it's like, to me, reminds me of Dan Gable, Kirk Ferentz, and Lute Olson. You know, it's just the same connotation from him. You know, that everything's a hard day's work.
It's a hard day's night. That reminds me of
I've been working
Ringo.
like a dog.
Yeah, you remember when the Beatles had the Abbey Road where they walked across that crosswalk in the Abbey Road?
Paul had those barefooted.
Yeah, Paul and Ringo recreated that in honor of their other 2 mates who are not alive anymore. But Ringo asked Paul if he would actually take his shoes off this time, and Paul said there wasn't any way, because he said the first time he did it without shoes, they told him to, and he said that the pavement was really, really hot on his feet.
Then the rumor was that the shoes were off. That meant Paul was dead.
I know it. Oh my God, he looks old. Ringo looked a lot.
When you're 84
Ringo's 80.
years old.
Yeah, Ringo's in his 80s too, but I would guess more like 60. Paul looks every bit of 80.
Yeah.
But he has nice hair for an 80-year-old. I wish I had his hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Nick Slick says that Jurok was looking great. Okay. we don't get to see that. But I mean, I know they did put out a clip of the little bit of a scrimmage they were doing or a drill. So, what did McCullum have to say? Anything outside of his voice being so hoarse?
He went through some of the players and pretty much said, that the point guard, Tyreek Coleman, he said he has really long arms, great length for his height defensively, and he's just got to get it here, that how we play. And very quick. He said very quick. And everybody's raving about Ethan Harris, how quickly he picks up. He's picked everything up, and he's so quick-footed and so long. And Ben says he's an off guard at 6'9", and one of the he's not right now. If he's really fast, why not play off guard? What's the difference?
Well, I like the way he's developing his team. He's got a lot of, he's got a tall post now, and he a lot of his guys 6'7", 8, 6'9" range, and that kind of reminds me of that Oregon team that beat our guys who we thought would make the Sweet 16 for sure in the tournament. Because Oregon played like that. They played with a lot of tall guys, and I would think that we're going to be tall. Overall, maybe we can compete with Illinois for height now. Yeah, because I think if we'd have had some height, we could have beat Illinois.
Yeah,
and Ben said the same thing.
And the thing that was said about Ethan Harris is his defense is good for just coming in, and he will be by the end of the season. He will be an elite defensive player as a freshman. That's like. I think Trey Thompson has been a guy that you haven't heard a hell of a lot, in glowing terms so far.
No, last year they glowed about him in the media days when they were interviewing. I can't remember who went, Bennett, and I don't remember who else went on that media day thing. But they asked him who was looking the most impressive, and they said, watch out for Trey Thompson. He was lighting it up all summer. And, when you think about that, they didn't know at the time that he wasn't going to be able to play. Yeah. And at that time, at first, Ben said he lacked the defense. When he learned how to play defense, he would play. Yeah. But then he was sick, too, so with mono.
But everybody says he can really shoot the ball. Jaden Coons, the other guy, they say he's the best. Him and Tate Sage are the best athletes on the team as far as quickness and leaping ability. So, and I guess Coons pretty good for defense too. You got another question there?
Yeah, Bob Huffman said, anybody see the picture of McGeever standing under the basket holding the rim without getting on his tiptoes? Yeah, he was flat-footed. I did see that picture. I mean, that guy's got a wingspan, dude.
Yeah. Well,
I hope this guy develops quick, because with all the 7-footers we got in the league, we need somebody who can go toe-to-toe with those 7-footers.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we actually got one for a change, because Purdue seems to load up on them every year. And I believe, how many does Illinois have? They have a couple of them too. Less one graduated.
Yeah. Okay. But that's pretty much it. Just kind of what everybody's seeing in practice. And Ben, he's all about he commented a lot about the work that everybody has to do yet, which that's all he's about, is the work. And he said, they asked him, did you celebrate after you beat Florida? And he said, the heck no. He said, that was in the round of 32. He said, my first 3 times I won in the round of 32. He said, I lost the next game in the Sweet 16. And when I was in Division II, and he said, I went 3 years losing that next round. So no, we went on as soon as that game was over, we started preparing and putting in the scouting report for the next game.
Yeah,
And
you can't go celebrating things like that. You know, you got to take care of business. There's plenty of time to celebrate and hoist the trophies and stuff later on.
Yep. What's our next subject, Dean?
Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to see which one would be more interesting to go into. I have the list right here.
See, we got the WNBA stuff and the bail toss on my list here yet, but
let's talk about the bail toss. I know that you kind of watched a little bit of it and who the winner was.
I watched the last 2/3 of it live, and it went on and on and on because the two guys tied, and they kept having a throw off trying to go over 14 feet. It was, I think the winning was 13-10 or 13-6, something like that. And the winner was the walk-on center from Hawkeyes. He's the same age as Caden Proctor. I remember watching them in the state football playoffs on TV, and me and Jason were messaging back and forth, and that Sama guy was running for all these yards, and he goes, "What about Proctor like that?" And I go, "He looks like he's bigger than everybody else," but I said, "I don't think gives the best effort." And then I said, the Hawkeyes team, they got a guy that I really like. And little did I know, Cale Winter walks on at Iowa, and now he's battling for a guard or center spot. And Kirk really bragged him up this year. He won the bail toss, and he beat Lucas Allgaier, who's a young phenom who'd be in his second year at Iowa. I think Allgaier will start at right guard, but we'll see. Eventually going to be a tackle. And so him and Winter were there, and it was interesting to me that Brevin Dahl, the running back, was in the bail toss against them great big guys. Didn't get near the finals or anything. And Emmanuel Olajabu, the big transfer defensive lineman, is huge. He did real well on it, and he threw one bail that would have cleared 15 feet, but he just wasn't. He wasn't consistent with it, and he was not dressed for baling hay. He had flip-flops on. He had sunglasses on.
Brevin
No, Alabaju.
Okay.
The big guy I was talking about. And he had a towel that he kept balanced on his shoulder so he could wipe the sweat off his face. It was like, get rid of all that stuff and wear shoes, and you'd have won the competition. But he is huge. He's like YA Black.
Maybe he didn't have any intentions, and he went and he got talked into it.
I seen Lauk there as a cheer with him, cheering him on. But I bet Lauk probably he's probably hurt his shoulder over his time at Iowa, and they probably didn't want him to throw hay bales. So he was there. There's a bunch of other guys. I'm trying to think,
well, Nick Slick said he saw Brevin Dahl made it over 12.5. So he said pretty impressive. Yeah, for a running back. By the way, speaking of Brevin Dahl, do we get to see more of him this year?
Probably returning kickoffs, probably. Well, I don't think he'll play much as a running back. But
I think, isn't Lauk scheduled to be one of our returners?
Lauk is our left tackle. Lutmer.
I know. Oh, Lutmer is what I meant.
Lutmer's going to return punts.
Yeah.
For kickoffs, a lot of times straight line speed, like Brevin Dahl has. 100-meter dash champion in Iowa. Those guys. And then you have the guys like Wetchen who can do it both. But anyway.
Wet Jet is no longer a member of our team.
Sorry. I understand that.
I can't wait to see what he does in preseason games this year, because that's probably the only chance we'll get to watch.
The other guy that finished third was also a walk-on, and he's Luke Gaffney, the walk-on senior defensive tackle, and he sure looks good in in a sleeveless shirt. I mean, he's got guns. He weighs 288 pounds. So,
going back to a question here.
mhm.
I forgot. Who did you say won a couple years in a row?
Well, the first winner I remember is Logan Jones,
Mhm.
and then Dunker beat him. And then Dunker had shoulder surgery and couldn't come back, but Logan Jones kept coming back, but Cade Pieper beat him both years.
Okay.
Cade Pieper had won it twice the last 2 times.
So was Pieper not in it this year?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, when you play offensive lineman at Iowa for several years, your shoulders go to hell, and a lot. I mean, it's literally after the bowl game. Literally, I'd say 5 to 10 linemen get their shoulders operated, cleaned up. That's the way football is. It's a terrible sport on your body. So anyway.
Okay.
But that's the bail toss pretty much. Can't remember too much other guys. There was another big guy that was in there, but he didn't use his legs. I think he was an offensive lineman. It wasn't the Leonard guy that's 6'9", but somebody else. But anyway, go ahead.
All right. Okay. So, anything else on football we want to mention? Other than media days, really. I think is next week. Big Ten media days.
I don't know if they have a media day next week or not, but August 14th and 15th are media day and kids day.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because they usually do media day like right the day of Iowa media day is usually the day that practice opens.
I just want to keep it moving because I'm worried about your legs.
Okay, but before we move on, we kind of want to bring up the WNBA. You want to talk a little bit about the All-Star game? Should we talk about the hot night that Caitlin had a couple nights ago?
Pretty historic, and there's been a lot of players that have scored 40 points or 50 even. But nobody scored even 40 points in 29 minutes. She played 29 minutes, had 45 points, 10 assists. No players ever had 45 points and 10 assists.
I think she went to the free throw line 19 times. Is that crazy in number or what?
Yeah, I think she made 18 out of 19.
Yeah. No, that was crazy, and my wife was watching that, and she said that looks like the Caitlin of Iowa Hawkeye days.
Then last night's game, they wouldn't call a foul when she got hit, so she didn't go that much. So. Yeah,
I mean the refs. I don't know. They were kind of like hit and miss with her last night. I mean, they gave her some breaks, some others they didn't, but I think one of the most egregious ones was when she went. She started to move in to shoot a jumper, and then she backed up. And as soon as she backed up, the girl jumped into her. And yet they called a foul on Caitlin for whatever reason. And Caitlin didn't even make a move toward her. Caitlin was just moving backwards and got jumped on. And then the girl. And speaking of which, I think all sports should penalize floppers. I think in basketball, you should be an automatic key for flopping. There are some girls that barely get touched and they throw themselves on the ground. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, I wish Caitlin got the whistle like Brianna Wilson does, because Brianna Wilson hit Caitlin in the face on a block, and she hit Kelsey Mitchell on top of the head with an elbow on a block, and then Kelsey got hit in the head again on a shot, and they didn't even review them, and Aaliyah Boston's boxing somebody out, and they spend 5 minutes looking at it as an egregious foul. They didn't call it as an egregious foul, but good God, Caitlin's like holding her face, and Kelsey's rubbing the top of her head,
I'll tell you, those women are more vicious than the men are in basketball. I will tell you that.
But it's ridiculous. And then Brianna goes in there for a shot, and if somebody's even breathing on her, it's a 3-point play. You know. But anyway, you got the viewership thing up there.
Yep, I do. I thought you might want to talk about that. Since
I can't read it, but it just those three things there, it just shows that Caitlin's games that Caitlin's on. It doesn't matter if they're on what network they're on or what, the viewership, is way higher than the other TV ratings for other teams and stuff. So I think it's
I can read this for people if they want to.
There wasn't hardly ever an WNBA game for 20 some years that ever had 1 million viewers, and now almost every one of Caitlin's is over 1 million, and the only ones that ain't is if they're on Peacock or something, where you got to pay a streaming fee, and then she only gets 800,000, which is a record, Well,
I'm kind of mad. The game was on Ion the other night, and Ion on my CV box was playing regular TV shows, and then but when I went over to YouTube was playing it on Ion, so I don't know what was going on. But I did find the game, but I got into it late because I was looking at a different location, so to watch it live. But yeah, it was fun. Those two games were very fun last night, and it was just kind of nice to watch the Fever pull away and make an easy win out of it last night after being down 13 points. They kind of came back and
then, by the way, after Caitlin's 45-point game, that was the first game for the Indiana Fever last night. Was the first game that they sold out. The Caitlin effect. So.
The Caitlin effect, as always. So we're gonna. All righty. Did you want to talk about the All-Star game a little bit on that? Because I think you put that on your list.
Yeah, because the rosters came out. Caitlin and Paige, as the number 1 and 2 voters, are the captains of the team, and then Cooper and Witherspoon picked the teams. And Caitlin, I think, really got a good roster with the best player in the world, Asia Wilson. I mean, Asia's great. She got the Shepherd off Asia's team, that great forward who assists, rebounds, scoring. And she got Aaliyah Boston, right? And she got Olivia Miles, who is just spectacular. Plus a bunch of other players like Eurofin and stuff like that. That was my only comment on the All-Star game. I think it's the 25th. Is that a week from today or tomorrow? Yesterday or something?
That's Saturday. It's a week from yesterday.
Maybe it's the 25th. I don't know.
Yeah. All righty. I'm going to play that commercial one more time, and then we're going to come back and have fun with your questions.
Okay.
Alrighty. As I said before, go to cocainecoffee.com and punch in Villains15 for your promo code to get 15% off. Okay, we got a couple of comments come in before we move to your questions. So I shall read them. Okay. Bob Hoffman says WNBA officiating has to be addressed in the offseason. Maybe look at full-time refs. Nick Slick says it was nice to see the whole Fever team smiling and having fun together last night, even if the refs sucked. Yeah, they always suck.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing is Caitlin's got to quit running her mouth, because she almost got kicked out of last night's game because she was on the verge of getting a second technical. But thankfully, even as bad as the refs are, they held back from kicking her out of the game.
I got one quick question, Dean, if anybody knows. You know that Timpson, isn't her name Timpson, the backup power forward?
Mm-hmm.
Why do they call her KK?
I have no idea.
Coach White says KK did this and KK did that, and I'm thinking, who the hell's KK? And then they'd show her Timpson over there. And it's like, I don't know if when she was a little kid, when her parents they told her to do something, I don't know if she said KK instead of okay or what. But
yeah, that could
I don't
be.
know if that's a nickname that stuck or what. But anyway.
Alrighty, so
question.
Let's go move on to your questions. I'm anxious to see what you came up with.
Yeah, I was hoping people would join in trying to answer them. Maybe they will. But anyway, I'll ask them to Dean, and then I'll give you my view or whatever. There's only one question. The other ones are over-unders.
Okay, hang out for a second. Yeah. People, you can I put the link. It's right above, right in front of us there, or you can click the link on in the comments. You have to go to the top of the comments to. But you can join the show, and I promise you, we're not going to make you put your face on here if you don't want to.
Yeah, Jason would be real good at answering these questions, I bet. So Paul and Kyle and Rick and all these people. Anyway, There was only one question.
Okay.
And this one I don't know how to answer it. Which game out of the schedule, the 12 games that we know who they're playing, which game will provide Iowa's lowest point output on offense? And there's a lot of ways to look at it. You're playing against a great defense, or you're playing in a blizzard in November.
I'm going to say either Washington, or possibly Ohio State.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well, my first thought was Michigan, because they do have a good defense coming back. Mm-hmm. But then I just thought, no, I ain't picking that. Then I want to pick a game at the end of the season. I know we play Illinois and Nebraska, but do we ever, with this warm climate we ever have, and then we scored like 40 points against Nebraska last year. Mm-hmm. And Illinois, I don't think, has a very much defense coming back. So, but I'm going to go with Michigan.
Okay. Yeah. Matt Rule, he referenced the blowout. He was talking about he had to fly to the coast, one of the coasts, at east or west, I can't remember what, and then had to come back for a short week and play against the team on Friday morning who blew them out last year. He didn't mention Iowa by name, but Friday morning. Friday morning, who blew them out? Well, we know who blew them out. I've never heard a coach physically say that publicly. We got blown out.
And nobody had a comment as far as their game they're picking?
Nope, nobody. You guys can answer these questions or go with the over-unders that he's going to talk about. Feel free to add. This is your show, too. We want you to be a part of it.
And I only got like 4 or 5 over-unders.
Okay.
One, the first one I came up with was, how many playoff games is Iowa going to play this year? And the over-under is 1/2 a game. So if you think we're not going to make the playoffs, you'll say under. If you think we are going to make the playoffs, obviously you're going to say over. So
I I hate to say this. I'm going with the under.
I know you are, because you said we're going to win 8 games this year.
I said 9.
9? Okay.
Yeah. I have us beating Michigan and losing to Illinois and losing to the other 2 that everybody probably has us losing to. Okay.
Didn't you think that we were going to Northwestern was a real dangerous game at Northwestern or something?
I did. I think it's a very dangerous game. It's a game that could bite us in the butt, but I don't think it will.
Okay, me either. I went with the over. We're going to play 1 playoff game. Well,
Okay.
at least 1. So.
Well, I love your optimism, but you do have them winning. You do have them winning 10 games, I think, though.
Yeah, I said 10-3, so I guess the secret's out. I got them going 10-2 at least. I don't think 9-3 is not going to get you into a 12-team playoff. I was hoping they'd expand the playoff before the season started, but
yeah,
because I want Kirk to get in a playoff, and because Kirk.
Are you thinking he's going to retire after this year? Is that why you want him to get in the playoff this year?
You're skipping to another over/under question, Dean.
Okay.
I'll do that one next. Get it out. No guesses, no answers or anything. Okay. Anyway, my other one is.
Okay, wait a minute. Nick Slick might have a funky way of answering this question.
Yeah.
Just with the schedule, it has to be the under unless Helinski is the next Drew Tate. There you go. He did answer the question.
I don't know if the schedule has to be the under. I mean, there's only 3 games we won't be favored in.
Yeah.
Well,
it depends on what Illinois looks like too late in the season. Because we played them We played in game 11.
They're gonna look like roadkill, I think, because they really don't have that much coming back, and I don't understand. By the way, I read today that during the Evichesky years, that is when we were barred from the Big Ten, barred Iowa and Illinois from playing for 15 years.
I did not know that they couldn't play each other for
an Illinois football player broke the jaw of an Iowa fan. And they said that was the biggest rivalry going, was Iowa and Illinois.
So I wonder when they resume their series.
It said for 15 years, so I'd say 68 or in there sometime. Evichesky was, wasn't he 52 to 58 or something? To 60?
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm going to ask my next over-under in case your legs go sour.
Okay.
And this is about how many years does Kirk have going to coach counting this year? The over-under is 22. No. The over-under is 3.5 years. So if you think he's going to retire and not coach to a 4th, including this year, 4 years, then you go under. If you think he's going to make it to 4, it'd be over.
Okay, so that would take us up to his current contract, right? That he would actually work through his contract.
I have no clue.
His contract ends after the 29-30 season.
Okay.
Okay.
3.5 is the over/under.
This is hard to say because at his age of 71, or he will be 71 in August, anything could go wrong with your health at any time quickly.
I just want to answer.
I know. I'm just going to say it's complicated.
I'm teasing you, Dean.
Okay, if he stays healthy, I would take the over. But I don't think he's good. I don't know. He might stay healthy, but I'm taking the under because, But he does love coaching, so maybe I'll take the over. I'm taking the over.
I'm definitely taking the over because I know he is pissed, and they're going to give him an extension to the contract, and he's going to blow by Woody Hayes' Big Ten conference wins to grind it right into him.
Well, man, I thought he already had that.
No, he has a Big Ten win record. Not if it's just Big Ten conference wins, I think he needs like 12 or 13 to catch Woody. Just conference games, Dean.
Okay.
Yep. And as far as staying healthy, he worked across the street from the hospital. I bet they give him a complete physical cancer search, arteries, everything every year, Dean. So.
Oh yeah, I know they do.
See any comments or anything?
There is. Oh yeah, Bob wants to know about the games they took away.
Well, they took them off, so he's down to, is it 209 or 211, something like that for his all-time wins. Only took off one Big Ten win. I think it was, who did we play that first Big Ten game win with McNamara? And I don't even know that he finished the game. I think he played in it and got hurt, and we won the game. And they took it away from Kirk for no real reason.
Well, everybody would agree with that.
Yeah.
Hang on. I think I have a solution to the question. By the way, the last time we played Illinois before they got banned was in 1952, and we didn't play them again until 1967.
Yep. And then we also, when Evacheski come to Iowa, we upset Ohio State like 9-0 or something. Evacheski had a bad team, but we upset Woody Hayes, who was undefeated at the time, and Woody Hayes hated Evacheski ever since. But that was the first time we had played Ohio State for some ridiculous amount of years. I read that today. Why we didn't play Ohio State for 20 years or whatever, I have no clue. But there's some reason that Iowa and Ohio State doesn't play as often as we do other Big Ten teams. I don't understand it. I really don't.
And they haven't been to Kinnick since the Woodshed game. And the funny thing about it is they were scheduled to come to Kinnick in 2020. Okay. But they didn't, obviously, for obvious reasons.
You want to?
Okay. So what I was going to say is, was McNamara, did he play 23 and 24?
Yeah, he played last year was 25, so he played in 23 and 24. But
you said the first Big Ten win was Michigan State 2017. But that would have been 1, 2, 3. So that was the 4 games right there, the 4 games that we won. He won.
Yeah, okay. But and there was a Penn State loss, but we lost
before that.
I say we should have gave up the loss myself.
Okay, we're going to take 4 wins away from you, but the 4 losses you had that season, we're going to give those to you as wins. So it's a win-win. Actually, we were 10 and 4 that season.
Yeah, that was the Cooper DeJean punt return year, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah, the year we lost to Minnesota 12-10.
Oh shit!
Don't remind us.
PJ,
even with the refs taking that touchdown off the board, he'll still only had to move the team about 20 yards to get in field goal range.
I read today where somebody put up there some rating where they had the Nebraska football program's a tier above Minnesota. And I thought, what are you talking about? Minnesota's been fairly consistent at winning under PJ Fleck.
Yes.
PJ's 1-9 against Iowa. Against Nebraska, he's 9-1.
Kirk is what against Nebraska?
Kirk has lost 1 game to Nebraska since 2014?
Yeah.
Something like that. You want next over under?
Yes.
Okay. No, the over under on wins this year. In Vegas, it's 7.5. I'd put a bankroll on that if I was a betting man, Dean. But the Calvin over under, I'm going to make it difficult. It's not going to be 7.5 or 6.5 or 8.5. It's going to be 9.
You're going to put the line at 9?
Yeah. You either got to say it's going to be under 9 or over 9. If they win 9, you can't win anything.
Can I say even?
No.
All right. Okay. I'm going to go with under then. I'm going to go with under.
I'm going over.
I know you would.
I love my Hawks. I'm gonna. Yeah. I got to go with it.
Okay.
The other two ones are about passing and rushing.
Wait a minute though.
What? Any comments?
If I go, no comments on this one. Okay, so if I go with the over, because I can say they won 9 games or 8 games regular season, but they won their 9th game in a bowl game. I could do that. No, I'm going to still stick with the under.
Okay. My other one is passing yards. And I keep seeing people putting the passing yards at like 1,750 and all that crap. And anyway, I'm putting it at over or under 2,001 yards.
Under.
Mm-hmm. I'm going over.
Are you seriously?
Well, I just keep thinking I'm a math guy, and I think we got finally have better receivers, great tight ends, and I
agree with that part.
I think
we don't know what we have at quarterback
our
yet.
Our 2 quarterbacks will be way better at passing than Gronk was in the first 4 or 5 games. Because Gronk was either injured, nervous, trying to get used to it or whatever. And I think, and then my math guy in me, if you average 200 yards a game, that's 2,400. That's way over 2,000.
Okay.
I don't know if you took 13 into 2,000, that would be 150 yards a game will get you 2,000. I think we can do better than that.
What did we have last year?
Like 1,400.
Okay.
I mean, it was ridiculous. It was like 110 yards or 12 yards a game.
Who needed a passing game last year when we had the running game and our quarterback was the leading rusher?
Yeah. But I just think if Gronk would have been Gronk of the second half of
all
the
year,
season, we would not have lost to hell, we didn't really lose to Indiana anyway, as long as Gronk was healthy, and we certainly would have beat Iowa State, if we were all juiced up.
Oh, but Gronk wants that game back so bad.
You got any comments, Dean?
There's no comments. No comments.
And my last over and under, get Dean off here with his painful legs, rushing yards. People are setting it at 1,800 and 2,000. I'm going with 2,251 yards.
Okay. Under. But not by much. Yeah, but not by much. Not by much.
No,
we could actually have 2 1,000-yard rushers.
It's possible.
Easily. I think we could. It's happened before.
Yeah, Wadley and LaShawn Daniels. I don't know that it happened. I know we had 2 guys that got over 900 with Owen Gill and Ronnie Harmon, and Ronnie Harmon broke his leg in like the 10th game against Michigan State, but and you never know about, I was going to say, you never know about any of our starting running backs, second string. They could be having a great year and, get hurt. Yep. But anyway, I went over because I'm I guess I'm an optimist, but anyway, I'd like to know how many rushing yards we had last year. I have no clue. You can't look in your book, Dean, because
my book is outdated, but AI is not outdated.
AI.
Yeah.
Artificial insemination.
How many rushing yards did the University of Iowa Hawkeyes have in the 25-26 season? 2,300 total.
There you go.
An average of 176.9 per game over 13 games.
Our quarterback will not get as many yards this year, but I bet we get just as many yards or more.
Okay, I made a mistake when I said Gronk was our leading rusher last year. He was our second leading rusher.
Moulton had like 880 or something.
878. Gronk had 545. Our next one was Jazzy and Patterson with 296 yards. Where did he go? He left school.
Jazzy and Patterson, did he go up to? He went up to Michigan State, didn't he?
Oh, did he? Okay. If you would like, I can also break down their passing yards. Yeah, I want that.
Yeah, say passing yards.
Yeah, could you give me the University of Iowa's total passing yards for the 25-26 season?
Mm-hmm.
1861, 143 average per game.
Nope.
You know, it seemed like Gronowski wasn't hardly getting 100 yards passing, so I think it's amazing that we averaged 143.
Nope.
Must be all those yards he picked up in the Vanderbilt game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plus Vanderzee had a touchdown pass, and Hank had a touchdown pass, and did Hecklinski have one? I don't think so.
No, I thought Hecklinski did have one. I thought he rushed for one.
He ran it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't remember a passing.
No, yeah, he only got one touchdown. He only got one touchdown. That he rushed for it.
Lester was mad at him on that pod. He said he run it in, and he said all he had to do is underhand toss it to, I think it was Ortworth it was Michael Burt.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, why come you didn't give Burt a touchdown? And he goes, well, it was simple to run it in, which to me, Hecklinski made the right decision, but Lester said he didn't. You know, it's
that just means if he said it's simple to run it in.
If you run it in, the chances of a drop are zero.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he said that, also maybe he didn't have faith in his passing game.
I think Hecklinski has faith in everything that he does, but I think he's pretty confident myself. Okay. Your leg is going crazy, Dean.
Yes, it is. So I think this is a good place to go. I think we accomplished everything we wanted to. Yeah. I'm not sure what we'll have on Wednesday night for content, but we'll come up with something fun, guys.
Gosh, we'll have the greatest show ever.
I know it. We want everybody to think that we have the greatest podcast ever.
And just wait, we might have Kirk Ferentz on. Or Caitlin Clark. We could get Caitlin, maybe.
Yeah, if I get Caitlin, the viewership on this thing is going to go sky high. Every little girl in America is going to tune in.
If Caitlin Clark was on here and you put it on YouTube, you literally would get 1.1 million.
That would be fantastic. That might get me paid.
Well, I'd almost like guarantee it, right?
Yeah. For people who haven't heard, I don't want to say too much, but we are working behind the scenes with the right people to try to get Kirk Ferentz on this show. Kelvin might have been joking, but it's actually who we're actually trying to get. But I think the closer it gets to the season, the less chances that happening.
It would be zero. It's zero if you don't get him before the late July.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Before the Big Ten media days, if we don't get him before that, we probably aren't going to get him.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to get him since he was on vacation, but maybe he doesn't want to talk any Hawkeyes right now.
Well, he's probably playing with his grandkids. So how much time does he have with his grandkids when you work 11 months out of the year? Yeah,
true. They used to get the whole month of July off. That hasn't happened in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is a good place to end it. But wouldn't that be great to get Caitlin and then Kirk Ferentz? We might even get another 1 million views for Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else we could get.
Well,
guys, who do you think we should get?
There's a million people. There's a million people you could get. You know, it's like we named half of Daughtry's cousins. You know. Let's get Fred Barr. Let's get Brad Banks. It's like
Brad. Yeah, let's talk to Brad.
His little boy goes to practice and everything. So anyway,
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, we'll be back Wednesday night, same time, same channel, same Batman channel, whatever you want to call it. Bat time, Bat channel. Peace out, according to. Are you ever going to wear a different shirt than that slider shirt that you're wearing, or whatever it's called?
Slider shirt. It's a Cubs shirt because the Cubs are playing now. But
okay.
I wore so many different shirts. It's ridiculous, Dean.
Are you ever going to wear the Swarm shirt again since the Swarm is defunct?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. We really are going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate the comments we got tonight. I tried to get everybody's comments up or read. So come back Wednesday, same time, and we'll see you then. Peace out. Go Hawkeyes. And we're only about 2 months away, or month and a couple of weeks from
your leg is going to get a lot better before football practice and football games start, Dave.
Yes, you and I know it. I got to work on it. We might have to go an hour earlier. If we go an hour earlier, we might be okay.
I don't care when we go.
Peace out, everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe. Remember the last time you guys had to fill the show because I couldn't get out?
I can fill, but I don't know if it'd be very good content.